We have finally had some rain last night, so I thought I would take you on a bit of a garden tour to see whether it's done anything and just to show you where we are. So let's take a look. So this bed here is on the entranceway to my cutting patch, and it's a new bed I've created. I'm keeping it covered for as long as possible so that it minimises any grass regrowth and any potential seed germination. I'm under no illusions that the seeds will germinate anyway once it's exposed, but I'm hoping the longer it can be kept covered, the better chance I have of killing off the grass that's underneath it and hopefully having a grass-free bed. More on that later as I show you where this hasn't worked. Over here is my perennial bed. Overnight, it just seems to have blossomed. I can't believe how fantastic it's looking. This geum has been flowering since, I kind of want to say March. If not March, April. I have had 2 good cuts of it in the last 2 weeks. In fact, I only cut it yesterday and it's back in bloom. So this is a fantastic plant and I'm just in the process of drying it. It dulls a bit in drying, but because it's so vivid in the first place, then the colour you get is a much more workable colour. Conversely, this also is a GM. Now, I sowed it from a packet of seeds that were called Mai Tai. This is the colour I was expecting. It's just not the flower. I was hoping the flower would be like this one, so it's more significant. That is fairly insignificant, so it's kind of a bit of a meh. Next to it here we have Achillea, which is probably just about to flower, but I have just spotted green fly on it. Maybe need to do something. It's not an infestation, so maybe we're okay. Anyway, that's about ready to go, and rather fantastically, we have a peony, and the ants are going mad for it. I can't remember why ants on a peony are a good thing, but they are. So if you see ants on your peonies, don't worry, it's doing something good. But this flower bed has been planted up for, this I think is the 3rd year, and these peonies have never flowered yet. I've got one here, not really doing much. That one's got one, and as I look around, I am seeing a few more. And overnight, the lupins have just gone mad. There was one, I think, the last time I looked, and now look at them. Absolutely fantastic. So many flower heads coming through. Last year, this was devastated by green fly and slug. It's making me a little concerned seeing green fly on the Achillea. But if it stays on the Achillea and not on the lupins, then I'm good with that. So the alliums, I saved the seed heads. They always look fantastic. Now then, let's go into the plot. And it might look a bit strange, but I have covered all of the new plantings with this green cloth, which I got from a builder's merchant years ago, actually. I think I got it initially as a frost protection. But this year, I don't need the frost protection, we need sun protection. So as the plants are sown, you kind of need to protect them a bit from the sun so that they don't dry out too quickly before they get established. So we are doing well. The larkspur, which is in this bed here, they've been in for a while, so we're doing well, so they don't need so much protection. And let me just say that again, the larkspur are doing well. This is the first year I have never had so many larkspur. No slug damage yet, I think, because it's been so dry. I can only thank the weather gods for that. Unfortunately, this end of the bed is riddled with couch grass, I think. I had covered it with cardboard, put on a big layer of compost, a really deep layer of compost, I thought, and still the grass has come through. So I've scraped off what I could of the top layer, and I'm going to weed it manually, as I should have maybe done in the first instance. So that, according to the plan that I created last week, that was going to have the Helictrium in there, and I have actually planted that in this bed here instead. That bed was going to be lots of different randoms. It's now got the Helictrium in there, and it has also got the Gypsophilia. And I did that because I have only got a limited amount of this green cover, and the bed for the Gypsophilia was going to be the far bed, of which would meant I needed another cover, of which I didn't have at the time, so I thought I'll just fill one bed and deal with that as it comes. Yet again, I've pivoted on my plan and changed things. But as it stands, most of my flowers are now in the beds, and I'm hoping the rain did them some good. This bed has got the Iridium, which is a perennial, and that was sown last year, no flowers last year, but is really flourishing now, I would say. It's got a lot of leafage in it, so I'm hoping a lot of flowers. Next to it we have the Everlastings, which is looking pretty good. It even looks as if it may flower any minute, which I'm surprised about. I only planted that last week sometime. The rest of that bed, I'm hoping you can see this through the green membrane. I have straw flower, so the rest of the bed is straw flower, which is doing well. In this bed, as I said, we've got larkspur, which is not being eaten by the slugs, so I'm grateful for that. I might need to start putting the support network in there, so we've got some support rather than the random twigs I used to support it initially, which was meant to be temporary, and I've not really got round to changing it. So I think I need to get that sorted pretty sharpish. This here is parsley, and I have a few of those in the garden, and they are just taking over. They were meant to be companion plants last year to try and detract from the slugs. I can't remember what was in here. Snapdragons in here last year. Turns out snapdragons are not affected by slugs, so it wasn't really required. But they are going crazy. I mean, look at this one. It's completely overtaking that bed, and that's got feverfew in it, and feverfew is normally a bully at the best of times. So for the fact that the parsley is taking over is astonishing. So I do need to sort that one out and clear that bed. Let me cover off what else we've got going on these beds. So as I say, we have feverfew along with this parsley. And this is the randoms bed, I called it. So we've got some Achillea the Pearl, a variety in there. We've got billy buttons. We have got some Ceranthium, I think it's called. I've only got a few plants of that. We have the Helictrium, which was meant to be over in that bed. We have also got some volunteer poppies, so I'm leaving those in because I really love the seed heads, so they can flower wherever they want, and I will just plant around them. They do become rather big plants, so I do need to be careful, but I think everything should be fine around it. This is a feverfew that is self-seeded that has, I would say, tripled in size in a week. The Halictrium, I would say, are not flourishing. I don't know whether that's the heat, but they haven't really recovered from planting, so I need to get on top of watering those to make sure. The Gypsophilia were only sown yesterday? Yes, yesterday, before the rain, so they are looking okay. They've perked up quite well, so I'm quite pleased with that. This bed is my zinnia bed, all looking good in here. Again, token feverfew plant and some nigella. So I'm leaving those in place. They can flower. They will probably be over by the time the zinnias take over, so they can stay where they are. We have yarrow, Parker's variety. It's going to be a yellow. It's a perennial. It didn't flower last year, but I can see flower heads just about starting, so that's looking good. This has got some overwintered dahlias in it here, 2 cafe au laits. That is some growth coming out. So that one is doing well, but this one, nothing much happening there. So maybe that hasn't survived the winter, but this one is a go. These behind me are the new dahlia beds. Again, when I uncovered it, I was really disappointed with this bed and the amount of grass that's still coming through, so I am going to, before planting the dahlias, make a really good effort of digging that out, which I should have done in the first place, but there we go. I don't know whether you can see from here, right in the back there, we've got another bed full of what looks like forget-me-nots and a few curly cress and a lot of weeds. So in general, all of the paths need a good weeding. This bed here has got statice, which seems to be doing well. That's a perennial variety next to it, and then we've got an empty space for something else. Let's go in the greenhouse. The dahlias, rather randomly, I planted them out in the boxes that I stored them in. I don't know whether that's going to work out well in the long run. Some have sprouted, some haven't, and it's really difficult to determine whether everything's gone or not. So I may not have the 32 dahlias that I thought I would have. I perhaps won't do this again. It's easier to determine what's happened with the plants if I put them out individually, so I might do that. I was trying to save compost. I was being tight, trying to save compost. I'm not sure it's worked well. But we'll see at the end of it. They're not going out for another couple of weeks, so we shall see then what's happening. These are the new dahlias in their own pots. All of them have sprouted. The Bacardi I did actually split into 3, so that one hasn't done anything. Although it does look as if it's got eyes, but nothing more has come of it, and it's looked like that for a while. So that's the dahlias, my plan. And then let's go to the plant store. So this is my hardening off bay, so that's what's left to go out here. So we've got some orach, bit more limonium, pink pokers. This is gomphrena and celosia. Geraniums are for the other bed. We have some dill that's to go out. Snapdragons will go in the main garden. Same with the scabious, although I may plant those in the space that we've got left here. Killia to go in the main garden. Amaranth to go out in this garden, which I think was going to go in the bed that's full of weeds at the moment, so I need to sort that out because this really needs to get going. I need to pinch them out to push them up, but they are looking pretty good. And everything here that's left is to go out in the main garden, really. So salvias, cosmos, bit of sweet pea, really should have been out a long time ago. Some more zinnias, but they are a miniature variety, so they're going out in the borders. Some Nicotiana and a few odds and sods fennel. And I don't know why I bought those pansies. They've sat there and are slowly dying, flowering their hearts out, but not really. I'm not doing anything with them. This bed here is probably the shadiest, and it's got foxgloves, which are just about ready to flower. Grasses, bunny tails coming through that I really need to pick. And then again, I have some, I self-sowed, direct sowed even, some orach and some gypsophilia in here. And I would say we have 2 plants of orach, and that's it. The rest are weeds. So we are not doing bad, given that we are still the 13th of May. So we are still not past our last frost date, and virtually everything's out. So this is a first. This is the best I've had since starting. So I'm impressed. Now, my problem is the couch grass infiltrating the beds. And it's not just here, it's in my main garden. And actually, it is that couch grass that makes me so despondent about the main garden, which could look wonderful, and does look wonderful, if you ignore the grass. And I really don't know how to get rid of it well. I know people say, oh, you have to dig it all out, don't let anything left. Well, that's easier said than done. I have tried that in the main garden, and it still comes back. Last year I dug everything out, thought I'd cleared it, did a no dig, put cardboard down to try and prevent it coming back, covered it in compost, still it's come back. This year I have spent weeks weeding it, and a week later it looks like I have not done anything. It is so overwhelming, that I get no joy out of the main beds because of the grass. So I do not want it to take over here, which is why I am going to make a concerted effort to clear these beds out of it, so that it can be like the rest of the beds. And I love the rest of the beds because they are so easy to maintain. But where I'd planted some perennials, like Achillea, in these beds, so they were left for a year, it's just taken hold. So that's my job for the coming week, trying to tidy up the plot and get rid of the weeds, do a bit of support work on the larkspur, and maybe dig out the parsley that has gone crazy. So other than that, everything else is looking fantastic. I think we are on our way to a fabulous summer. I hope your garden is looking good too. Let me know in the comments if you have any solutions to couch grass and its removal, and let me know how your progress is going in your garden. Till next time, happy gardening!